Oh, okay, there it's going. So I got some, I think this is phlox here. I think my mom transferred a little bit of that here to the side of the house. It's a little bit in the path. I'll just have to avoid that. I've got some, if you can see it, let me find some here. This, I think it's called crocus or saffron, which is, that's it. I don't know, that purple stuff there. Let me get in the sun here and find some more of this. I know there's some by this tree here. There's a little bit of purple there. A little bit of purple and white. There's some down in there. That's wild parsley. There we are. There's all. I got a whole crop of it here. I think that's purple crocus or saffron. Supposedly the saffron is. Trying not to walk on it here, but supposedly the saffron is worth its weight in gold. It's some healing properties or something, I think. Or maybe somebody knows more than I do. Here's some here. This there's a nice one there. I'm gonna zoom in on that one a little bit. Am I getting it? There we go. Oh yeah, there we go. And go back to regular 1x there. That's kind of that's looking south there. And our pole barn. Let's take you on a little walk around the trail, around the property. You can see the little white antenna on our LP gas tank that they did a few years back. Of course, they put in the, what do you call it, the smart meter. They did that a while back. Whether you wanted it or not, there wasn't any refusal on that, you know. It was just, yeah, we're going to come to the back of your house and put the frickin' meter on. I mean, all they did was send a daggone, oh, what the hell does that say, closed? They put a daggone, you know, a smart meter, and y'all know about that. So, take you on a little walkie poo down through the trail here, from the back door of the house all the way back to the back door house. It's 0.35 miles to be exact. And I was using an app called Map My Walk when I was doing a lot of foot patrol last year out in the cold and the snow and rain. And it was supposed to be a vehicle patrol, you know, and ended up they didn't even let us use the daggone golf carts. I was doing 12 miles a night. That's freaking infantry level walking there, you know. Of course, I didn't have on the 65 pounds of battle gear and another 65-pound 3-day assault pack or anything, you know. But what would that be? That'd be 120, 130 pounds. Of course, back when I was in the military, I weighed 140 pounds, so that probably wouldn't have been too good. This is some kind of a tree there. Some kind of I think little apples grow on it, but that's some honeysuckle there. I had to trim a lot of that down, but you can kind of see our path here, and eventually we'll get there's our food scrap pile. Once I get my mowers into the shop and get them going, you see some flies on there. I'm gonna start putting some daggone grass clippings and that on there, get that mulching a little bit. You can see the red clover. If you've got this on your property, that's red clover. That's pretty good. The bees and stuff like that. You can see the white stakes there, the Neighbor lady gonna build herself one of them barndominium things. Little evergreen tree there. I think that might be a cedar. Might be a cedar. I do have some trees, Empress, and the seeds, they're kind of weird. You just like lay them on top of the ground, and I'm gonna have to put them in a box or cardboard box or something and put some plastic over them, because you're just supposed to like mist them with water every day. And apparently it's one of the fastest growing trees around. It's supposed to be valuable wood. The common name is the Empress. I think Palawonian tomentosa. So that's a good tip. Oh gosh, back in the mid 90s they were about $50,000 per acre, those trees. I don't have any that I know, but along our property line I'm going to plant some. I got about 50 of those seeds, and like I said, they're weird seeds. I had to look them up how to plant them, and good thing I did, because I think barely put some dirt on them. I guess they thrive when they're beginning. They thrive on the sunlight, and you just supposed to mist them every day. And here's my wood pile. See, I got a little path going around that, and we're coming down here to the mineral lick. But well, back to the Empress trees. There's 4 different varieties. I forget, the one I got was something dragon or something. Oh, there goes a squirrel. Hi, squirrel. And so we've got kind of a nature preserve on most of our property. We got abundant wildlife. Oh yeah, here's our abundant rabbits. So I'll probably get me some rabbits and put them and build some hutches and do that. So you see I smoothed all this down because the deer had daggone. Did something dig under there? I just smoothed that out. Something dug under there. I literally just dug that, smoothed that. Well, there's something living under there. Well, good for whatever's living under there, I guess. But the deer had dug this out. I made a video. I didn't share it yet, but they dug that out, and I took a picture, and so that's trace mineral block I got from Rural King. It's like $8.69 or something. They're pretty cheap. And this is some kind of dog pet bowl, and I drilled a bunch of holes in the bottom so the water would drain out, so it wouldn't dissolve the mineral lick. And this is this bowl here, it's designed to fit in a tire. So if you got some livestock, goats or whatever, and they constantly knocking over your water bowl, that's a good thing to have. That's a pretty good rubber bowl there. It'll last you a lifetime. And that's just a standard tire. I don't know what size it is. Let's see. 205 70 R15, so that's a 15-inch rim, and it fits it. Well, the bowl, it's kind of a funnel shaped, you know, like a glass or something. It's a little more narrow at the bottom and kind of flares out at the top, as you can see there a little bit. So I'm sure it'll work with other size tires, you know, as you can see, it's not all the way down in there. So you got a couple inches there to probably work on a 17-inch tire or 18-inch, you know. But that's how far down it goes in a 15-inch tire. Actually, the tire still got some good tread on it, actually. Not too bad. But Yeah, let me get this stick off of here. So yeah, I had to smooth this out again today with the rake, and I had no idea what kind of small critter got under there. But that's fine. You want to dig a hole under my pallet, that's fine. I don't care. Make yourself a little home out of there. Oh, you can see here. There's one deer trail. There's another deer trail, and they're coming right to the mineral lick. They come out here every night. I would show you their little hoof prints, but I smoothed all that out. I got a trail cam there too, looking at it, so I can see what all is there. Another old deer trail there. I'm not using that one so much. You can see the this there tree. Oh, this mess just fell over, and I'm like, yeah, I ain't messing with that. I got enough damn deer trails they can find their way around, you know. So I'm back here on the almost furthest edge of the property. I've got another 50 feet going to the fence line there. So oh, I might get that one. That one's leaning its way into the trail. Didn't bring my loppers with me. So yeah, well, you can see I got pretty good moss growing and everything on the trail. Got it looking like a green carpet back here. Mom was always like, oh, don't clean up the leaves off the trail where our boots will get muddy. Well, if you clean the leaves up and stuff gets sunshine, you know, we're going right back to photosynthesis again, you know. Stuff gets sunshine, it grows, even moss, you know. Pretty much everything needs sunshine to grow. Might be a few rare exceptions, but not typically. I was going to put some potatoes in there, but there's too many daggone weeds in there to grow some potatoes. I planted some seeds around. I think the deer dug them up. They didn't find those yet, I don't think. But I planted some seeds around, and we'll see what pops up. So, don't have too many bare spots around on the ground. Over there where the deer come through every night and get after that mineral lick. So if you've got some property and you want a good tip on attracting deer, get you a mineral lick, you know. Deer will travel for miles to get minerals, especially the bucks. They need a lot of minerals to make those antlers, you know. So they can somehow sense or smell the minerals. They get in the habit, and they'll keep coming to that same spot. You just saw the two trails I had, and lots of red clover here. And back through there is the other side of the brush pile. Another trail we got going back through here. I think my dad, when he made all these trails, I think he was making crop circles or something, and this is kind of the neighbor's property that never gets used or mowed or anything. And so I'm kind of about 3/4 of the way. Like I said, it's 0.35 miles, and I know that to be exact because, like I said, I was using that Map My Walk, which follows you, uses GPS and follows you, and you'll know exactly how long your walk is or whatever. And yeah, it can do. I think you can set it for walking or riding a bike or whatever, and it'll pace you and everything. And there's another deer trail. You know, you can see the deer trail. I got Just dozens of deer trail. Oh, I need to get those vines. Get that one there. I got a few. Another deer trail there. I come through there. Not as much now that branches are in the way. Once I get my, what do you call it, wood chipper, once I get that going, wood chipper and the snow blower be maybe I'll get those. I get the wood chipper in the winter time, get that fixed, and get the snow blower get that fixed in the, dang on, oh, there's the neighbor's old dilapidated boat. You can only see the lights, the only thing that looks even salvageable. That thing's been deteriorating there for years. Look at that big tree there. It's actually a hollow inside, and a bunch of big daggone, what do you call them? The big poison ivy vines, like big around as my arm, 6 inches around and stuff. And I was debating on cutting those. I'm like, well, that might be the only thing holding that tree up, and it's a big monster. I don't want to deal with that thing. You can see it there in the background when you look past these trees here. And a big old thing. I think back here in this grassy area, I'm going to plant some. Get me about 4 or 6 bags of apples, and you plant the apple stem down and make some apple trees. And then over here where those little evergreens are, back over there, I'm gonna do the same thing, plant some apple trees, and just let it go like that. And I don't want to be trying to drag hose out here and water pumpkins or watermelons or anything like that. And over here, part of this is blackberries. Well, it's mostly, I think it's all blackberries. Well, this is mainly the neighbor's property. You can see the fence posts there. That's the property line. And you can see back this way, that's where the food scrap pile is. So I made almost a full circle. Go around front, and a little trail that takes us down to the road. We got a little over 6 acres, roughly 6.2 to be exact. I just went through, and I don't know if I can get that one down. That one's, yeah, it's on there pretty good. I don't have a working pole saw. There's a tip for you: don't buy any of these plastic chainsaws or plastic pole saws. I don't trust them. The stuff that's got the plastic bar that the chain goes on, and the chain pops off all the time. You just can't seem to get it tight enough, and it didn't work. Well, this is some of my neighbor's property here. They get them wood chips delivered by somebody got a tree removal business, and they got a bunch of barns and cattle and everything over there. They grow this and corn pretty much every year. Big old barns and stuff over there. We're on the other side of the garden now. You can see that. And yeah, it's springtime, so most things come. This tree here has got little green apples on it, and come the fall, I just kind of trim this out a little bit. I might trim a little bit more of those so that I don't get whacked in the face when I'm on the riding mower. I'm not that tall, so I should be okay. I got a bunch of these. Might be Bradford pear. Some of them are like red cherry. I'm not sure if this is Bradford pear or not. Some of them are, some of them aren't. And plenty of, what do you call it, the honeysuckle. Got plenty of that. I haven't seen too many bees yet. We get the bumblebees. I see bumblebees more than I do a regular bee. And if I see a regular bee, it's not very big around. It's maybe not even big around as a pencil, you know. Maybe half the size of a pencil. And I planted this big evergreen here years ago for Mother's Day years ago. And the little one's my dad's. I planted that one. Well, my dad passed away in 21, and the deer ate the top off of that, and it's just kind of a bush. It hasn't really flourished much as far as a tree goes. I come around this way when I'm mowing. Still got my Christmas lights up. I'll just leave them. That'll be all right. And so that's the little trail on the other side of the barn, and go down this way, and probably about from the house to the road about a good 100 yards. So we got a little trail here. Grass ain't too high here. So I got one more in the shop, and then I got two more gonna go in May 26th. She's gonna pick them up. Using that Mowers and More for my two older mowers, and go to Weaver Ag up there on 933 for the Exmark, because it's more of an expensive mower. And well, they're the dealer. They deal with that brand. So let them deal with it. That one wasn't starting. Got batteries for the other two mowers, and the riding mower just didn't click or do nothing. So I have to get that one. Snip that one off. That didn't click or nothing. Like, brand new battery or something going on I don't know about. And the other push mower, self-propelled with the bagger that I'm gonna use to get some mulch going for the front, for the scrap pile. That one actually started the first pool. Been sitting in the barn for years, and but then it wouldn't stay running, so changed the fuel filter on it and put a new mulching blade on it and got a new battery, and it would crank, would click a little bit, but wouldn't really. Got it started. It ran for a little while, but wouldn't stay running. So something going on there. And here we are back to the road. And see the neighbors. They got their field plowed, and that's Varner's greenhouse off in the distance there. That's been busy this weekend for everything. Bunch of flowers on the side of the road, and well, that wire there is down. I don't know if that's Comcast cable or what the hell that wire is, but they need to get that backed up there. Maybe I should call them about that. Yeah, I'm gonna call them. That's the Comcast cable wire, I believe. Don't want that going out. The county comes through with their daggone brush mower, they'll chop that up for sure. Maybe that's that part of the cable up there. The top two are electric with the insulators on them. So I'm gonna have to call Comcast about that. And the green post here, this green junction box or access point here, that's MEC fiber optic internet. I haven't messed with them yet. And you can kind of see our front drive here. And we're facing, that's west. And you can see our jungle. Neighbor's got a nice United States flag there. And you can see all the trees on that side of the property line, and all the trees there, that's ours, and all this here is ours. I don't know how will them big trees in front ever come down when it be. Don't know who takes care of that. If it falls in the road, you know. don't know if we get a bill from the county or what, but anyway, that's kind of all I got to say for now. We'll see you later.